So we are in Microsoft Teams, and what you can see is that there is a team that I called marketing. And within this team, I just simply created the Microsoft 365 and Asana project, which is a part of Asana, which you saw in the other videos when we connected Outlook and Asana. So let's just go back to Asana quickly. You see here in Asana, I created this project, and what I'm doing in Microsoft Teams is just to mirror it. So the same project is now available in Microsoft Teams, and I can just add a task, and I can say, for example, this is a new task. I can assign it to someone, let's say me in this case, and I go back to Asana, and it's also here. So within Microsoft Teams, I can use Asana, and you simply do that by adding a website, is how Microsoft calls it. And then you go to the website that you want to add. In this case, it's the link of the specific project, but it can be anything in Asana. And you say Asana test, and you add it, save, and then in a bit it will be here, right? So it's the very same link that I added here, so that's no surprise. That's how easy it is to add Asana into Microsoft Teams. The second thing you can do is from within Asana, you can click on customize to add Microsoft Teams. So in this case, you just click here on the apps market and you look for Microsoft Teams, you find it here and you connect it. Let's just skip that for now. You can follow the instructions here. So Microsoft Teams has been added to this project. Now, what I can do is I can set up a rule in Asana and say every time a task is completed, for example, this is just a simple example, please add Microsoft as a message to Microsoft Teams. So let's just build this. We say a task has been closed or checked off. So I'm gonna skip this for a bit now. All right, so the rule has been set up. There's a trigger when a task is completed in Asana, then please send a message to the channel that we just saw in Microsoft Teams. So I chose the company, I chose the channel, and I also added a text here. So let's check how it looks like. So this is a new task. I'm going to complete the task within Asana. And now let's switch to Outlook, to Microsoft Teams, and you can see that the update will come here. This is a new task, has been completed. That's the message. So people can react here and reply. So even if people are not in Asana, but only in Microsoft Teams, they will get an update. The same should be working if you work in Asana directly from Microsoft Teams and you're here and you're checking off a task here. So you're not even opening Asana, but you are working within Microsoft Teams. The rest of the team will also get a notification here. So that's very cool to connect the two tools. And let's look at the third way now, which is creating tasks out of conversation. So let's assume that my colleague Linda sent me a message in Microsoft Teams, and it's something I want to do, like she tells me to do something, right? Or I want to be reminded. But in Teams, it's really like difficult if there is a lot of conversation going on to really remember where do I save this next task. There's no list to do that. So with the integration, I can just simply click on the three dots and say create a task in Asana, and then it loads for it. It asks me to give the task a name, so remind Linda. I want to add it to the Microsoft 365 project, and let's see how that looks like. So I've created the task, and you see there's the app also Asana, which reminds me that the task has been created. And now if I look in Asana, here's the reminder task, do this task, and I can click, and here's the message, and I can now turn this message into a task which had happened, and then I can add Linda again to talk to her about it. I can add other colleagues, I can add it into a project, and so on. So this is a really handy way to add conversations into tasks as well. And that's the summary for Microsoft Teams. You can add a project into Teams here. You can name them whatever you want, so you can work directly within Asana in Microsoft Teams. Every time a task is updated or if something happens in Asana, the whole team is updated and can react. And in the individual chats, you can also turn conversations into tasks.